Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today we take a look at why Space Marines use melee weaponry so much, as this is always one of the first questions people ask when I talk to them about 40k. Now yes, of course, one of the main reasons is of course that it just looks fucking awesome. I mean, hello, this guy has a fucking axe that is merged with a fucking chainsaw, which it uses to chop alien Tyrannosauruses in twain. So from a marketing point of view, I think we can conclude the reason is pretty obvious. But when you think about it, the usage of melee weaponry actually makes a surprising amount of sense. First, we should ask ourselves, why don't we use melee weapons ourselves anymore? And this was brilliantly demonstrated by the British during the battle at the Somme. These mad bastards actually tried charging the enemy in a blaze of glory with their bayonets. As a result, around 20,000 men died on the first day with little gained in return. It turned out that if a human charges through no man's land, they just get shredded by gunfire before they ever get to their destination. So yes, indeed, for humans it makes little sense to do this. But Astartes don't have this problem. First of all, they can literally shrug off most of the ranged weaponry in the galaxy. Conventional guns, who would turn a human into cheese, or at least break some bones if they hit armor, they don't even affect Marines. There's even a scene in the Fulgrim Primarch book where some Marines are just waiting in the range of fire until the human rebels run out of bullets. To them, getting shot with 9mm is a bit like sitting in your car during a hailstorm. But even when we talk about more serious weaponry, their armor can take quite a punch. Bolter rounds that normally turn a human into sludge usually just bounce off and don't really cause injury unless they hit a crucial spot. And even when weapons do get through armor, Space Marines can shrug off most wounds that would be lethal to a human with ease. Even if you shoot at one of their hearts, they will still just keep on running at you. If you remember the Knight from Monty Python and the Holy Grail, well, it's a bit like what Space Marines are like, I guess. But it's not just their tankiness that makes them so good at surviving the charge, however. They are also retardedly fast. Space Marines can easily run 100 kilometers an hour, and they can even hit speeds of around 150 kilometers an hour when sprinting. So when these monsters charge at you, you don't just need much more and heavier hits to take them down, but you also need to do it in a fraction of the time that you would have for conventional humans. But the fact that the Marines could pull off these charges with minimal casualties is not the only reason, however. Another reason is that Marines are usually either sent to butcher immense hordes of weak enemies, such as humans or termagants, or they are sent against very strong enemies, such as a Carnifex or Space Marine. In the first case, Space Marines would just run out of ammo really quickly. I mean, bolter rounds are heavy sons of bitches, but even if we say the Marine could carry like 300 of them, like in the video game, that is nothing when compared to the number of small alien life forms present during a Xenos invasion. In such a scenario, the Astartes might start off using their ranged firepower, but after some minutes they'll be out of ammo and then melee quickly becomes the only option. Alternatively, when employed against very strong targets, they simply hit harder in melee. Sure, you can hit an opposing Astartes with a couple bolter rounds, but within seconds he will be able to ram his chainsword through you if that didn't kill him. Same thing with the larger Tyranids. They might shrug off most ranged weaponry, so the other carnage a Marine can do in melee might be the only option to really take it down. Especially for the trader Marines, there's even another issue, and that is just the lack of bullets. For the traders in 40k, everything has become scarce, from armor pieces to gene seed. I highly doubt that bolter rounds would form the one exception to this, so whenever possible I could imagine them preferring melee weaponry to save their bolter rounds for when it's really necessary. Then finally, you should also not forget that the warfare in 40k often doesn't even happen in big open fields. It often happens in ships, or in buildings, or in cities, so that again just gives a little bit of an edge to melee weaponry. So then in conclusion, Space Marines are fast and durable enough to survive charges, which makes getting into melee a lot more feasible than for humans. Meanwhile, their guns are not always effective and ammo can quickly run out. Taking that into account, the melee proclivities of the Astartes actually make quite a surprising amount of sense in my opinion. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. Have a nice day, and don't forget your daily prayers to the ruinous powers.